We're going to be working from the closed guard bottom. I think it's important to note that there are varying philosophies on closed guard or even being on the bottom. For me, and in general here, I work under the philosophy that if you are on bottom, you are losing the fight. I don't ever want to be on the bottom in jiu-jitsu, grappling, MMA, and certainly not self-defense. I want to be on top all the time. So while certainly we will learn submissions from the bottom, we'll go over stuff, that's not what I want to be doing. That's not where I want my game focused. My goal 100% of the time is to get on top and finish. Now, if somebody sticks their neck there, will I grab a guillotine? Absolutely. If somebody's bigger, a better wrestler, takes me down, am I snapping up that neck? Of course. But that's never my preferred place to be. I always want to be on top, and if I'm on the bottom, until I get that tap, finish, whatever, in my opinion, I am losing that fight. Now, if you compete, do things like IBJJF, somebody pulls guard, and they're active on the bottom, you're trying to pass and you're unable, the refs will give the match to them and say they won. They're just wrong. That means my legs are around Derek, my feet are crossed behind him. I do not care if one leg's on top or the other. Generally, for me, I have a preferred way. That's just what I've done the last 15 years. Now, Derek's job currently in the closed guard, even though he wants to get chest to chest, he wants to get around my legs and get chest to chest. Currently, while I have a closed guard, he wants to create distance between his chest and mine. I want the opposite. If we're in this position here, I very rarely can punch Derek in the face or do anything. Derek can hit me, and he has weight and gravity behind him. And if I'm on anything other than a mat, he's going to bounce my head off of pavement, concrete, or whatever else is there. So my goal, since we're working on bottom closed guard, is to bring Derek in. So the first movement we're going to practice, I'm going to squeeze my knees together. My heels are going to come to my opponent's butt, and I'm going to bring my knees towards my chest to collapse my opponent down. When I do so, I'm going to get into what is called a stage 1 position. It's a classic self-defense position. I'm going to grab behind Derek's head here, and I'm going to guillotine wrap a single arm. I'm going to sit up into Derek as he comes down to get here and get to this position. I don't like to be way up here because it's too easy for him to pop that elbow and come out. I like to get to the back of his neck, pull down, and tuck my elbow in a little bit. I'm not super deep on this side. I'm just deep enough to have his tricep, and then I pull up just like with a guillotine. Now from here, Derek tries to move around, tries to escape. It's difficult for him to be able to. His right arm is completely unable to punch me, right? Now I'm going to do a crunch and bring my head in to hide it. Now he can no longer strike me with his other hand with any strength, right? So again, we're here. Knees are squeezing together, heels are to the butt. I'm going to pull Derek in. I'm going to sit up, greet him, and grab him. My head gets tucked. Derek moves around, tries to get out. Right, that's a stage 1 position. Basic self-defense. If you look at any of the Gracie stuff, any women's self-defense stuff, that stage 1's a position you're going to see. The person can still throw some punches, but it's going to be very difficult for them to do any damage to you. Someone who's untrained is going to waste a ton of energy there. Eventually we'll get into back takes, things like that from there. But for now, we're just breaking down the guard, and that's the only way we're doing it right now. We'll move on to some other ways. Squeezing the knees, heels to the butt. If Derek's not there, squeezing, I'm here. This is all I'm doing. And sitting up a little bit, right? Any questions on this? So in order to break Derek down, I'm going to squeeze my knees together. I'm going to bring my heels to my butt connected. I'm going to take my knees, I'm going to bring them forward like I'm doing a crunch, and I'm going to sit up. I'm going to grab under Derek's arm behind his head. I'm going to lock him up into a stage 1 position. My head's going to come forward to protect it from getting punched. Derek's going to move around, unable to inflict any damage.